Alrighty, cold morning out here in the shop. Well, thought I'd take a little time to kind of go over the X-Carve Pro and the Pro CNC kit from Avid. And part of how I came to my conclusion of going ahead and putting in my pre-order for the X-Carve Pro. First off, what does my opinion matter? Nothing. My opinion don't matter at all. It don't amount to nothing. This is solely what I think and solely what, I came to the conclusion of. Now, if you have something else to say, kind of think I'm wrong on a couple different aspects, please point them out down in the comments. I do not mind having a debate, or, maybe I am wrong on something. So, but just get that out of the way first. Now, the X-Carve for the first 30 days came in at $6,500 pre-ordered. I had shipped everything. Over here on Avid, from what I tallied up, which I try to have apples to apples comparison, it's at $9,068.65. Now that's not including state tax, because online sales for Kentucky do have to have the state tax or shipping, so I'll have to update that. Let's see, might even be able to figure out shipping now. I think it was like $500 to $800 last time. Yeah, we'll just round it up to $500 to $800. But X-Carve Pro 4-foot by 4-foot comes out to $6,500, shipped, tax included, everything. Well, the one advantage I will, ain't that a bummer? Hold on while I retally everything. Alrighty, got everything loaded back up and went ahead and went through the checkout process. Can't show that because it shows my address, but $474 is how much it'll cost to ship. And the other thing to note is they're also on a 12 to 16 week delay on shipping. So Avid is 3 to 4 months out on shipping. Right now it's been just over a month, so we've got about 5 months to wait for the X-Carve Pro. So just for everyone to kind of put that into comparison, that was complaining and talking about the 5 to 6 months lead time on the X-Carve Pro was outrageous. Avid CNC is just about a month or two quicker on getting their CNC machines out. Just a little comparison, but nevertheless, the Avid CNC, trying to have a apple to apples comparison with everything tallied up. Their Pro machine, 4-foot by 4-foot, with the NEMA 23s, which is the same that's on the X-Carve Pro, with their plug and play kit. Comes with this. I add the spindle, I add the collets, I add the trainman mount, add all the proximity sensors, your Auto Z home and switch, the Mach 4 software to run the machine, and your V-Carve Pro so you can actually make the G-code. And then of course the X-Carve Pro does come with cold bits with it. Now, are they going to be as good as the white side bits? Probably not. But just trying to have apples to apples comparison, comes out to pre-shipping, tax, $9,083. Add in the $474 of shipping along with the Kentucky sales tax of 6% on top of that, comes out to $10,130.42. So with that grand total, $10,130. That's why that was kind of my decision. That for $6,500 shipped with tax included, $6,500 for the X-Carve Pro. That's kind of what made my decision on it. And keep in mind, before the X-Carve Pro was announced, I was kind of drooling over this entire setup right here for about 2 months. Real close to pulling the trigger. And then when they launched this out, it was almost a no-brainer to me. Now, some people are saying that the Avid is a more stout, more rigid machine than the X-Carve Pro. Well, it's kind of hard to test that or to even validly say that without having the X-Carve Pro here to test side by side. Now, from what I can see, it does look like a well-built, stout machine. So does the Avid. The only way to really test that is to do a side-by-side comparison, which, if anybody's interested in a Avid CNC versus the X-Carve Pro in person side-by-side tests through cutting MDF, some softwood, all the way up to like some hardwood, maybe even purple heart, and then getting into aluminum, let me know down in the comments. Might be able to make that happen whenever this X-Carve Pro gets here. But on other notes, Avid's does come with 3 horsepower. The X-Carve Pro comes with 2 horsepower. Now, whenever my machine gets here, I will be putting that to the test. Plan on doing some possible torture tests on this machine to really push it to the limit and see what it can and can't do. One of the downsides that almost turned me off was that the X-Carve Pro is coming with only 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch collet. That is one of the big advantages that Avid CNC has, is their spindle comes with the ER20, which can go all the way up to 1/2 inch. But whenever I was weighing the option in my head, for CNC work at least, 1/4 inch collets for the most part will cover 80% of the basis of what you need to do. You know, it would be nice if it did, you know, the X-Carve Pro would come with a ER20 collet. If Inventables could change the design on it somewhat. I did reach out to them about that issue. They said they are looking into it, but as of right now, November 17th, there is no promises. So they're looking into it and said if they can do it, they will. So for me and everyone else, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that they can deliver on that. Now, both of them have high precision ball screws with linear guides. They're almost identical machines. This leg kit is optional, so you see it here in the picture, but this leg kit does not come standard with the Avid CNC. Just keep that in mind. This is what it is. That might be a little deceiving in there. I think their leg kit's roughly $1,000. One other note, it is something to keep in mind. Inventables covers their dust collection, which may not seem like a big thing, but on the Avid, you have to pretty much make your own dust collection, whichever route you want to go with. There are some on here that kind of help you make your own, but nevertheless, you got to provide all that. Power wise, I think they're both powered 110 volt, pretty sure. software comes with Easel Pro. Nah, I got a Spire, so I'm not really worried about that. But that comes with 3 years. Might make it a little bit easier if I need to do a quick V-carve. I won't have to hop into a Spire, make the G code, put it into Easel. I can just do it with Easel Pro right off the bat. Now they're claiming that they can cut aluminum pretty well with this machine, and I will be testing that out. And depending on how well it does with aluminum, I kind of got a hankering to try to cut a little mild steel with it. Try to see if there's anything I can do to where it might be able to cut mild steel. Is that a stretch? Yeah, that's a big stretch. But if anyone's interested, let me know in the comments. And I might make mine the guinea pig. See if it's able to cut mild steel. But, nah, it's a stretch. See how long it'll last before I break it. That's the fun of it. But the X-Carve Pro is set up as a kit. It's set up as a whole complete unit. Everything they got, they're including with it. That's where X-Carve Pro kind of excels. Where Avid CNC excels is theirs is a kit. They pretty much let you plug and play everything that they got. Now, it is a really nice feature because, case in point right here, you can always upgrade the spindle. You can make the table longer. So this 4 foot by 4 foot, you can make this 4 foot by 16 foot with Avid CNC. Just by adding a couple components. I did ask Inventables if they are in the future going to have an option for expanding the X-Carve Pro, and once again they said no promises. They're looking into it. Hopefully in the future they will have the option to where you can make your X-Carve Pro from a 4 foot by 4 foot into like a 4 by 8, 4 by 12, and so on and so on, to where you can cut possibly full sheet goods at one time. So that, whenever I was talking to them over the phone, they did stress that that's more than likely going to happen. So that is a big plus. The last thing Inventables did kind of mention, which is kind of a little sneak peek here because I haven't heard it anywhere else, Inventables is going to attempt to possibly ship a table or enclosure with the X-Carve Pro. Doesn't mean that it will, but their engineers are working on a table or an enclosure for the whole entire unit. So it'll either be possibly available to be shipped with the unit, or it'll be available on their website. Don't know how much that'll go for, $500, $1,000. Hopefully not any more than that. But that is a pretty cool little tidbit that I got the other day from them, that they are in the works of making that happen. So possibly, depending on what that table looks like or that enclosure, I might be ordering that too. Or if they include it on this original $6,500, that'll be pretty daggone impressive, I'll say. But when it comes down to it, my decision on this was that the X-Carve Pro comes in roughly $4,000 cheaper for the pre-order price of $6,500 when you do an apples to apples comparison. I've seen numerous people claim you can get an Avid CNC for $3,000, $2,000, $4,000. You can get the base setup kit. Doesn't come with a spindle mount. Doesn't come with your NEMA 23s. Doesn't come with the spindle itself. Doesn't come with the software, Mach 4 software. None of that's included. So for everyone tossing up right now, if the X-Carve Pro is worth $6,500, which as of right now it's jumped up to $7,000. This is about the best apples to apples comparison that I came up with against the X-Carve Pro. So once again, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. Does it account to anything? No, not really. You know, I'm just some random guy in the garage doing this kind of, you know, for fun and make a little money. So, but maybe this might help shed some of the fogginess for other people trying to figure out if this machine is actually worth it or not. So, but that's all I had. I figured I'd hop on here and do a little, show y'all the comparison of them. So now, is this me trying to sell the X-Carve Pro? No, absolutely not. If you're looking for a large format CNC, these two are comparable. There is some other options out there, like a CNC for newbies, but that's more comparable to the original X-Carve, I'd say. That one doesn't look like it'll be nearly as rigid or as stout as these two machines here. So, but that's all I had, and as always, y'all just keep living the dream.